This is Blue Devil Weekly. Hello and welcome to Blue Devil Weekly, exclusive here on MyWayNews.com. I'm Mike Carnes. We're here in the hallways here at Wayne Junior Senior High School. We'll talk a little Blue Devil athletics. And on the big show this week, sitting in for Coach Dale Hochstein is Wayne assistant track coach Terry Bear. Tell us about the Skylar Invitational and also some of the kids who will be competing in the Norfolk Track Classic this week at Norfolk High School. Also on the program this week, boys golf coach Dave Hicks to talk about the boys golf team, and baseball coach Adam Hoffman coming by to talk about the Wayne Wakefield baseball team and their continued pursuit of victory here in the 2016 spring season. We'll have all that on this week's edition of Blue Devil Weekly. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll talk with baseball coach Adam Hoffman about the Blue Devil baseball team right after this time out here on MyWayNews.com.
At Bank First, we're more than just a checking account or a loan. We understand that convenience is important, and our banking technologies help us do more for you, our customer. Bank First offers e-statements, online banking, bill pay, pop money, mobile banking, debit cards, plus mobile deposit, where you can easily deposit a check using your smartphone, anywhere, anytime. Visit our website to learn more. For financial peace of mind and convenience, come to Bank First, where it's a better way of banking.
But anyways,
We're back here on Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayNews.com, and time to talk baseball with Coach Adam Hoffman. The Wayne Wakefield baseball team facing a couple of tough games this past week. They took on Norfolk and Seward on Friday and Saturday at here in Wayne, and came up short in both games, losing to Norfolk 9-3 and Seward 10-1. And I guess, Coach, first off, with the Norfolk game, you guys played them earlier in the year in Norfolk in a great pitchers duel that Norfolk ended up winning 3-0. And this ball game, they were able to kind of get some runs late in the game and put things out of reach.
Yeah, if you look at the box score there, we hit with them. We had 6 hits, they had 7 hits, and our pitchers just got behind too many times that night. We didn't come with strike one, and so. Late in the count, we were still having to throw fastballs. We couldn't come with our off speed much, so we got to do a better job of throwing strike one, getting ahead of those hitters so that we can keep them off balance and give Norfolk credit. They got the hits when they needed to, and on our hitting that night we struck out 12 times. And if you think about that, that's 4 innings of your hitting is completely gone.
In a 7-inning game.
Yeah. So you're looking at you got to score in 3 innings, do all your scoring in 3 innings, and that makes it hard. And so there's just things that we got to do a better job of. And I got to do a better job getting us ready for it. And that's what we're going to start today. Is we're gonna get after it today in practice and make sure that we're prepared for this week.
Talk about Adam Benchen's pitching. I know he's pitched pretty well for you. I think you're pretty much one of your staff aces on the team, and I thought in a losing effort he didn't have too bad of an effort, judging from the statistics anyway.
No, he pitched all right. Like we talked about with him and the team, was we just got to come back with strike one right away, and that's where I felt like we got behind hitters way too often that night, and we were not unable to keep them off balance, and that's something that we've got to do a better job of, is coming with strike one early in the counts, and so that we control the at bat instead of the hitter. The hitters, you're looking with no strikes, 1 strike, you're looking at fastball, and if you're behind all the time, they're going to eventually, it's going to catch up to you, and it did that night. So.
Brendan O'Reilly and Julio Sanchez led the hitting effort in that game. They each had 2 hits out of Wayne's 6 hits in that losing effort. On Saturday, the Blue Devils facing the Blue Jays at Hankover and Field, and of course Seward getting 3 runs in the third, 5 runs in the fourth to kind of take control of that ball game, and limited Wayne to 5 hits. Zane Jackson had 2 of those hits in that game. And I don't know if people realize this or not, but Seward was a state tournament team last year. They've built a really good program there down in Seward, and they obviously showed that on Saturday.
Yeah, they're an athletic bunch. They're really good. They play good defense. They made a lot of good plays, and that's what good teams do. When it comes down to it, they make the routine plays, and they make you work for everything. And then that's what we had to do. We had to work for everything that we got, and we eventually scored there. I think in the 6th we got a run to keep the game going, and that's the thing. Our guys stayed with it. With that game we only struck out 3 times, and if you look at it, only 5 of those runs were earned. So again, if we just got to start making those plays and limit those runs, and keep yourselves in the game. So we had a couple other opportunities to score where we didn't. It's just the way it goes sometimes, So.
Yeah. Well, the Wayne Wakefield baseball team still searching for their first win of the year, and another busy schedule coming up this week. I think Guardian Angels is up next on the schedule. Tell us a little bit about the schedule this week.
Yep, we got a doubleheader with Guardian on Tuesday, and then we play Pender on Thursday, and we go play Platte Valley on Saturday. So another busy week, and then Monday we got Arlington, and that'll be the end of our regular season. So a lot of games coming up, a lot more opportunities for us, and like I said, I got to do a better job getting us prepared for it, and that's what we're going to start doing. Today in practice, we're going to make sure that we're ready to go this week.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get things going in the right direction. This end of the year, once we get to districts, it's a fresh start. Everybody's 0-0, so hopefully we can kind of get a little bit of momentum going in the right direction for that.
Absolutely, that's what we're looking for this week, and we got a lot of opportunities to get it going. So let's get it going.
All right. Well, good luck this week, Coach.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, take your time out and have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out on mywaynews.com.
The Wayne Herald is your source for all the news going on in Wayne and Wayne County. We cover the city and county from government to community events. We also cover Wayne High School events and athletics, as well as high school sports at Laurel, Wakefield, Allen, and Winside. And we also provide the area's best coverage of Wayne State College sports and events. When it comes to Wayne, nobody covers it better than the Wayne Herald and Morning Shopper. Get your subscription now by calling area code 402-375-2600, and also check us out on the web at mywaynews.com.
Welcome back to the Blue Devil Weekly program here on mywaynews.com, and sitting in for Dale Hookstein for track this week is none other than Terry Bear, who in his day job is the football coach here at Wayne High School, and at nights he's the track coach. So he's a man of many talents here at Wayne High School, and we've got him to talk about the track and field team. They were in the Fred Arnold Invitational this past weekend in Schuyler, and the Wayne girls got second place overall. The boys finishing 6th overall in that meet. And Coach, I guess looking back on that meet Thursday in Schuyler, a nice opportunity for you to see some quality competition. Saw some kids from Columbus, Scotus, and Blair. They both got some pretty good athletes, and so it's a good opportunity for you to face some good competition.
Yeah, Coach Hochstein and Coach Rule schedules track and field very well. As we get towards the latter half of our season, we really get into some bigger meets, and unfortunately we weren't able to do Elkhorn, but the Schuyler meet brings some area schools that are larger, like the Blair and Scotus, and a lot of talented kids there, and it gives our kids an opportunity to kind of see what they need to adjust to prepare them for districts.
Some good performances there on Thursday in Schuyler, and kind of leading the way for Wayne on the girls' side was senior Tara Stegeman. She won the high jump and the long jump. Won the long jump with the effort of 16.7 and beat teammate Kylie Hammer by 1 inch. And both of those young ladies are going to be competing in a lot of events for representing Wayne High at the Norfolk Track Classic. And Tara has really done well for you in the jumps this year.
Yeah, this was usually when pole vault's going on, I'm the pole vault coach, so I don't get to see a lot of the other events because they're spread out. And the way Schuyler is set up is that I was able to see the horizontal jumps, and I got to see Kylie and Tara compete, and Tara had a really nice day. She just jumped well. She was her approach was really smooth and did a really nice job there, and all the girls did well as well as the boys.
And then on the track, leading the way for Wayne on the girls' side was Gabby Meyer. She won the 800-meter run in a time of 2:30.78, and Gabby's really turned into a nice middle distance runner for you guys.
Yeah, this is a girl you're going to need to keep an eye on, as well as our other girls. Our girls are loaded, and they're young, and they're coming up, and Gabby does a really nice job. She's a strong runner, and I think it helps that she's in a lot of different activities. She comes out of basketball, and she does do cross country, so she has a nice little base during the year, and it just really has shown that. And she's very competitive, very strong on the track, and that's one of the girls I would definitely keep an eye on here in the future.
Another one to keep an eye on the girls' side is Jenna Tranahale. She got a second in the discus, went 1:18.10. She's qualified for the Norfolk Track Classic as well. And the thing I like about her and Danica Schaefer both is they're solid athletes, and always Danica, especially as a senior, always has been. Jenna's turned into a really nice athlete as well. But you don't often see kids who compete in throwing events also running in the 400-meter relay. And they're the two anchors on that 400-meter relay that got third there for you, Skylar.
Yeah, those two girls are really athletic, and they do a nice job. Jenna, if you look at her, she just got some really good technique, and she's able to get that disc out there and do a nice job with that. And Danica had a really nice day too. And with them being so athletic, and I think it's also another thing where they're multi-activities, that they are able to establish a base. They run in both their other events and do a really nice job for us coming in that track.
Then on the boys' side, leading the way for the Wayne boys, Grayson McBride had a nice day on the jumps. He won the high jump at 6'3". Was also third in the triple jump and fourth in the long jump. And he's one of those kids another kid that's going to be at the Track Classic this week that has performed really well for you in the jumps this year.
Yeah, Grayson does a really nice job. He's built for that those events. He's long and lean and can really jump well. He has put some time in the weight room in the morning, and he has really come along really nice. And he should do really well at the latter half of our season.
And then another one to talk about on the boys' side, Tyler Pacina. He was fifth in the 200 and the 400, and also ran legs on the relay teams, the 400 and 1600 relay, both of which finished sixth overall. And Tyler's, I know Christian Rogers is the sprinter that I think a lot of people are excited to watch, but Tyler Pacina, he's a good blue-collar kid and really gets in and works hard and has had some good results this year.
Tyler's soft-spoken. He doesn't really say much. He just gets out there and does it, and he'll surprise you. He'll show up here at the end of the season and really come on strong. And we all the coaches expect big things from Tyler, and Christian will do well too. And they actually are really good friends, and so they compete nicely against each other, which drives them both to do better.
This week, the Norfolk Track Classic coming up at Norfolk High School on Thursday. It's kind of a best of the best of Northeast Nebraska, and Wayne has represented themselves pretty well among the best efforts in the state. In fact, two young ladies that are going to be kind of fun to watch are girls we talked about already, Kylie Hammer and Tara Stegman. I believe I got the notes from Coach Hochstein Sunday night, and I believe Kylie actually qualified in 6 events, which you can only compete in 4, but she's competed in some other events this year and actually can be a part of 6 different events, and then Tara Stegman has also qualified for a ton of events as well. So those two young ladies are going to be really busy, and I'll tell you what, with the events that they're going to compete in, I think they've got legitimate shots at being the champion in that meet. And when you're the best athlete in Northeast Nebraska in a particular event, that goes a long way toward down the road when we get to the state meet.
Oh yeah, the Classic's a great thing to have. It's a real quick meet, and there's a lot of action in a little amount of time, and our girls have set themselves up well. We have a lot of qualifiers for the girls, and just shows our talent there. And those two girls are going to really shine there. I believe they both have opportunities, like you said, to win and bring the other girls along. Our 4x4, I know, is sitting number 1, and those other girls, it's just going to be fun to watch them against the best of the best, and give them that confidence to get into our conference, which is Saturday, and then districts.
That's right. It's a busy week coming up, including with the Classic is the conference meet this Saturday in O'Neill, and then after that it's districts and then state. It's hard to believe that we're almost done with the spring sports season already.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The only ones that know more about the end of the year is the seniors. So the seniors are got their countdown going, and I tell you, it's just this spring just flies by, and we haven't had the best of weather with the wind and everything, and that's to our advantage. When we go down to Omaha, those city people that have the protection of the city really don't understand the wind resistance training that we get here, and these kids really do well down there.
The complete listing of area track and field athletes that are qualified for the Norfolk Track Classic are on our website right now at mywaynews.com. So click on that, and you can see the list of everybody that has qualified in events. And then, of course, there'll be some scratches and adds depending on who gets moved around. I know, as we said, Kylie Hammer in 6 events. They're gonna get her down to 4, and so it'll be interesting to see how these athletes compete this Thursday. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, should be.
All right.
We're excited.
Well, good luck this week, Coach, and we'll hopefully have some good stuff to talk about next week.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We'll take a time out and have more on Blue Devil Weekly after this time out on mywaynews.com.
When it comes to the best local coverage, only one online source is a slam dunk for the people of Wayne County, and the surrounding area, and that's mywaynews.com. From our exclusive Wayne State Coaches Show to breaking news of area news and sports events, mywaynews.com is your trusted source to keep up to date on news in Wayne, Wakefield, Winside, Laurel, Allen, and the surrounding communities. And for complete award-winning coverage and commentary, turn to the Wayne Herald, our weekly newspaper devoted to covering Wayne County for more than 125 years. Whether it's print or online, we are your go-to source for all the local news, sports, and events happening in our area. The Wayne Herald and MyWayneNews.com, an unbeatable combination.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayneNews.com. It's time to talk boys golf with Coach Dave Hicks, the Blue Devil golf team in action this past week. Headed up to Norfolk for the Lutheran High Northeast Invitational, playing at the Norfolk Country Club, and then finished it off on Saturday with the conference meet over in Pierce. And first off, that meet at Norfolk Country Club, he shot a 432 there for the day. And all things considered, playing on that tight of a course, that challenging of a course with the young kids that you had out there. Really, that's not a bad score.
It's not bad. I mean, and it was a windy day. I mean, of course, it's always windy in Nebraska, but the last couple meets we've had were really windy. But, Garrett came out and shot fairly well, and we did tee time, so it wasn't like they were scattered all over. Either went off a hole 1 or hole 10, so they got incomplete 9s itself. So sometimes that helps a little bit than just being out there and just throwing in on number 16 or whatever it may be, and then finishing on a different hole. But they challenge. They're going to get better. They're just going to keep going along. We've been trying to do a little bit different philosophy and not thinking that they're going to you got to par the course. Let's just work on trying to bogey things here and there and go that way. So I think their mentality's a little bit better right now.
Garrett Reynolds led the way on Thursday there at Lutheran High Northeast Invite with a 97. Zach Urbanic with a 110. Peyton DeWalt a 111. And Jason Munzel with a 114. And then Saturday Mid-State Conference meet, Wayne bringing up the rear here on the field with the 438 on the day. And Jonah Broderson leading the way with the 102. And it's kind of fun to watch these younger kids like Jonah and Jason, Zach, and Peyton that watching their scores kind of slowly progress here a little bit. It's not an easy sport. If you haven't played the sport before, it's even more difficult. And so watching these kids kind of bounce around on the scoreboard a little bit, but it's nice to see that they're developing.
Yeah, they are. They're developing. I mean, they're going to get better. I always look at it. It's kind of like losing weight. If you got 100 pounds to lose, those first 50 are pretty easy. It's just once you get to that point, then you got to really fine tune things, and it's a little bit tougher. So we'll see some big improvements early, and then it'll probably slow down a little bit. But just understanding how to compete is one of the things. And not a lot of these guys compete in a lot of things, but and they, like this year was the first time they ever walked 18 holes in a competition. So that was a new challenge for them just in itself. But those freshmen are going to get better. They're going to keep competing, and they're going to eventually, get down to close to that bogey mark, and then they got 3 more years. So that's a huge advantage that way. To where it depends on what they do this summer and how much they put in the off season.
Yeah, I think the off season development is going to be really important for this bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Like I said, they have not a lot of experience prior to this season, and they've got 3 more years to get out and hit the sticks during the summer, and hopefully get better that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like any other sport. You only get out of it what you put into it. So, I mean, if you don't play a lot, you don't do some instruction, you don't do individualized instruction, you're not going to get a lot better. You'll get a little bit, but not a lot. So they need to make some big leaps this summer.
What's on the docket for this week?
Well, we go to, Lakeview Invite on Thursday, which is, this year it's played down at Quail Run. It used to be at the Elks Country Club, now it's at Quail. And then Saturday we go to Oakland. So, and then next week's our own invite, the MAC invite here in Wayne on next Thursday. So, it's going fast and it's winding down, so it'll just breeze right by.
Yeah, the season's almost over, as we've already discussed. It's going to be here before we know it. So a couple opportunities this week. The Blue Devils heading to Columbus this week for the Lakeview Invites. So, Coach, good luck this week, and hopefully we have some even better scores to talk about.
Well, we're hoping so. 2 tough courses, but they'll be fun and they'll be challenging, so we'll see how they respond.
All right, we'll take a time out and have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out on MyWayneNews.com. here on Blue Devil Weekly. I want to thank our coaches for taking time to chat with us here this week on the program. We'd love to do it here at the Wayne High School. We'll be back here again next week for another edition. So check us out next week here on mywaynenews.com. And get out and support the Blue Devil athletes wherever they may be. Of course, the Norfolk Track Classic coming up this Thursday at Norfolk High School. A chance to see Wayne High School kids compete against some of the best kids from Northeast Nebraska. They're on the track there at Norfolk High School. So if you get a chance, check it out. It starts at about 4:15 on Thursday afternoon. That'll do it for this week's edition. Have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you next week here for another edition of Blue Devil Weekly right here on mywaynenews.com.